It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning and welcome to a special Sunday weather update on Travel and Cruise Industry News podcast. First in the Atlantic, the most important thing, of course, is looking at Debby. Debby's expected to strengthen rapidly before landfall in the Florida Big Bend region. Currently, it's located about 155 miles southwest of Tampa, 205 miles south-southwest of Cedar Key, Florida. Maximum sustained winds are 60 miles an hour. Present movement to the north-northwest at 13. The pressure is 1,001 millibars and dropping. On the forecast track, the center will move across the eastern Gulf of Mexico through tonight, reach the Florida Big Bend coast Monday morning. Debby is then expected to move slowly across northern Florida and southern Georgia Monday and Tuesday. Maximum sustained winds have increased to 60 currently, with higher gusts. Continued strengthening is forecast, and Debby's expected to become a hurricane by tonight before it reaches the Big Bend coast. Weakening is then expected on Monday and Tuesday after Debby moves ashore. Most likely, heavy rainfall will result in considerable flash and urban flooding across portions of northern Florida all the way through Friday. Potentially historic heavy rainfall across southeast Georgia and South Carolina through Friday will likely result in areas of severe and widespread flash and urban flooding. Significant river flooding is also expected. Hurricane conditions are expected on Monday along portions of the Florida Big Bend, where a hurricane warning is in effect, with tropical storm conditions beginning this evening. Tropical storm conditions are expected through Monday further south within the tropical storm warning along Florida's west coast, including Tampa Bay and the lower Florida Keys. There's a danger of life-threatening storm surge and inundation along portions of the Gulf Coast of Florida from Aripeka to Indian Pass. Life-threatening storm surge is possible south of Aripeka to Bonita Beach, including Tampa Bay and Charlotte Harbor. Impacts from the storm surge and strong winds are possible elsewhere in Florida and along the southeast coast of the United States from Georgia to North Carolina through the middle of the week. Interest in those areas should continue to monitor the progress of the system. And now in the Pacific, Carlotta is now a tropical storm located about 865 miles west of the southern tip of Baja. Currently, maximum sustained winds 70 miles per hour. It's moving to the west-northwest at 12. Pressure has risen to 990 millibars. This general motion is expected to continue through Monday, with a gradual turn toward the west on Monday night and Tuesday. Continued weakening is expecting over the next few days. Carlotta is forecast to become a post-tropical remnant low on Tuesday. Daniel is beginning to move north-northeastward. about 1,500 miles west-southwest of the southern tip of Baja California. Maximum sustained winds are 40. Present movement to the north-northeast at 5. Pressure is 1,006 and falling. A faster northwestward motion is forecast later today and Monday, followed by a turn toward the north-northwest on Monday night and Tuesday. We've got a new tropical depression that's formed over the open eastern Pacific, about 535 miles south-southwest of the southern tip of Baja. Currently, it's got maximum sustained winds at 35 miles an hour. The system is stationary. Central pressure is 1,007 and stationary. The depression is nearly stationary, but a slow general southward motion is expected to begin later today and continue into Monday. Sharp turn toward the north is possible by Tuesday. Maximum sustained winds are near 35 with higher gusts. Slow strengthening is expected today, and the system is forecast to become a tropical storm tonight. The cyclone will then begin to interact with another large disturbance approaching from the east, which is expected to cause this system to dissipate in a few days. And finally, the red X that's closest to land, shower and thunderstorm activity has increased with a broad area of low pressure located a few hundred miles south-southwest of Mexico. Environmental conditions remain conducive for gradual development, and a tropical depression is likely to form during the next day or two, while the system moves generally west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour, remaining well offshore the coast of Mexico. Currently, over the next 48 hours, further development is rated at 70%, but 90% over the next 7 days. So that wraps up the Sunday special weather update.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, chilly chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chili's Cruises.